Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for our Valentine Day project. We are going to make a basket. It's going to be shaped like a heart, it's going to have a stem, and it's going to have a leaf. And then I'm going to show you how to make a couple wooden valentines to put inside. So to begin with, we're going to take our two paper plates, we're going to fold them in half, press them down really firmly so that the fold really sticks. Fold them again. And then put them together one inside another and swing them around until the shape looks like a heart. Squeeze that bottom and then take your hole punch and make sure that you push it all the way as far as it'll go so that nothing will happen when you pull the yarn on it later. So now I have a hole in there. I can take these two apart and I'm ready to start working on it. The first one we're going to paint, and we've done this before. The outer edge of your project is the most important part, so make sure you cover that. I'm going to leave my fingers holding this part when I start painting because I want to paint here and I want something to hold on to. So I've taken just a sponge and I wet it and I put it on a little clothespin. I put some paint out. I have pink and white and red. Red and white's going to make pink, so that was just for an accent color later. So I'm just going to kind of dip it in and I'm going to start doing the paint. Now I'm noticing I'm getting a lot of red, so I might go back and get a little bit more pink on here. And again, you want to just make sure you do all the edges and just keep going. And spread it around. Leave some white part in it because what's going to happen is when you're done with it, it'll look a little bit more textured. And then if you do put stickers or anything else on top, it's not going to get too busy, as we call it. I did find some purple, but the purple turned out to be way too dark. And it just overpowered the other colors, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm seeing that I have kind of a lot of white here, but that's okay. So you're going to put this one aside to dry. And before you do it, I'm going to show you one other thing that you can do. And we did this a long time ago. You can take any toilet paper tube, and when you bend it in the middle, you end up with something that looks like a heart. So I'm going to take this heart, and I'm going to dip it in some red paint. And I'm just going to press it on here. I'm going to be print making from that. And press it. I tried white. White does not show up well enough. And you could put it anywhere you want. And then leave that one alone to dry. So now I'm going to put this out to dry. You'll notice that the plate is all warped. And that's okay because as it dries, it's going to flatten up. I do have paint on me now. Get some of that off. So when it is dried, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to look like it's textured and fuzzy. Now I put some other hearts on it in white and purple, and I realized it didn't show up too well, so that's why I didn't do it again. On this basket, you see it turns out more pink, and that looks good too. You might be able to put some tissue paper on it. On this one, I used the red on there again, and then went back with tissue paper. So there's lots of ways to finish this off, and that's what you're going to have some fun with when you're doing it. The second thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how we can do a textured tissue paper crush one, and we've done this before. So you just flatten your plate, take your glue stick, and again work to the outside edge of your project because that's where most of the project will be showing. And I've cut tissue paper, I've cut wrapping paper. Here's some, has some really jazzy colors on it. You could make a pattern as you're going. That's certainly up to you. It depends on what kind of papers you have. I found this interesting tissue paper, and I thought how perfect for the Valentine's project. So you're going to keep going on this. Try to mix and match and have a little bit of variety. And again, make sure your edges are covered. Here's another shiny pink, and you could turn it to the white side, but that's not as interesting right now. Here's more tissue paper, and it's like a wax paper or tissue time, not wax paper, tissue. That'll go down. So I'm kind of mixing solids with prints, and that's making it look very interesting. You could also take the pieces of paper and do like this if you prefer to do it that way. Totally up to you as to how you want to do that. And just keep going. Again, I'm holding it by the holes there, so I don't want to put paper over the holes because then I'm not going to be able to put my yarn in there later on. So what else should we have? Oh, this is good. This is a piece of shiny wrapping paper, silver on one side, red on the other. Shiny always makes a project look kind of special. So here this is sticking to my finger, so we're going to use that then. Glue that down. We could put some more pink. And then we could finish it up with some wrapping paper. Here's some solid red. Don't worry if some of the pieces are hanging off the back side of it, like this, because when it is dried, we're going to take our time and we're going to cut it. And there's a little spot right here. Here's another piece of that shiny, and we're going to put that down here. That one wants to come with, so we'll have to put that someplace too. And there we go. So this one is finished, and this too has bent now. All you have to do is when it dries, bend it back into the bowl shape that it was when we started. It's good to bend it while it's still a little wet, because then as it dries, it's going to dry like this taco shape. So I'm going to put that over here now too to dry. The thing I did not add to that yet are those tissue paper crushes. But this one is dry. So we did the same thing. And now what I started doing is I started taking some of the tissue paper, and again, it's really easy to do. Just squeeze it. Rub it on top of the glue stick, and wherever there's a color spot that you want to put something in, go for it. This time the white tissue paper might work really well because I have a lot of red on this project. So maybe I'm going to put some white over here. And here's some printed striped again. Just take it and put it on wherever you think it looks good. You can always go back and add more of any of this, because remember, it is going to overlap with the other heart, and you don't know where that's going to be yet. So put this to the side. So now, assuming both parts are dry, you're going to take those two plates that you punched holes in, and you're going to put them together like this. They're going to slide one inside another. You've got those holes lined up, they're looking good, so leave it right there. And remember, I asked you to take a 6-foot piece of yarn. So here's my 6-foot piece. You're going to fold it in half. And fold it in half again. Now this double loop is going to be the part that is going to go into those holes. So line your two plates up again. They're very stiff now, so they don't want to work as easily as they did before because they have all that glue on them and paper. So take it through here. You might have to use a pencil to help you a little bit. And get that through here. And as I'm pulling through, you'll see I have 2 loops. Take the extra yarn, put it through there, and just very gently pull it tightly. So now you have your Valentine flower, and now you have the stem. But every stem needs a leaf, so we're just going to fold it in half, make a loop, and then remember I asked you to get a small piece of yarn, so I'm going to take that small piece, and I'm just going to tie it tightly. And now when I hold it up again, I've got flower, stem, and here's my leaf. Now this isn't finished yet. We have to put a hanger on it. So take the two sides together, take the hole punch again, and just put it in as far as it will go. You always want to make sure that you have enough on the edge, otherwise when you pull things it's going to pop through. And here, this is this one here. I have some pipe cleaners, and I think I will use a red and white one. I got this at Christmas time, and when I looked at it closer, it almost is like two colors bent together. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it in to the two holes, and then just bend it a little bit. If you wrap it too much, your pipe cleaner is going to get too short, and it won't go around. So you take it to the other side, put it through the holes, bring it up, and just twist a little bit. So now you have it, it's finished. Now this is a real nice length as it is. That would fit on a doorknob, or I put mine on my chandelier in my dining room to hang it while they were drying. But if you wanted to, you could always take another ribbon and hang it on top of that too. So we will do that here. Here's a nice piece of ribbon that's cut. Take it and just tie a knot on top, and that'll just make it a little longer depending on where you want to hang it. So it's looking good. It looks really pretty, but we could add things to it. You could do more tissue paper on here, and another way to finish it off is to do like this, where you just add those. Another way is down here. You notice I didn't even paint this side. I just left the white plate, and then I started just gluing down little hearts that I was making. So there's lots of ways for you to finish this, and you're very, very clever with what you're doing, so you can have some fun with that. Because these are made so quickly, you could probably make several of them for lots of different people in your family. This one's getting along, and it's not finished yet. So we need to take something to make the inside, kind of like those little gift bags. So what we're going to take is tissue paper. So you don't need a large sheet of tissue paper. You're just going to take it and fold it in half and crunch it in the middle. And then you're going to take that middle part and put it in your heart basket. We're doing this for a reason, because we're going to make our little valentines, and we want them to sit inside something so that they look like little flowers in here. So this one is going good. This one has red, and this one has pink, and this one has red. So this is done as much as we're going to do right now. Again, when we're all finished later on, you can decide how you want to finish this off with stickers or tissue. You don't have to mix and match. On one of mine, which is here, I did not mix and match. I did both sides with the torn tissue, and that looks really nice. So we're going to move on to that one, because now we have our baskets, but now we have to make our valentines. And these are the kind of valentines we're going to make. We're going to use craft stick, and I'm going to show you how to do little valentines on that. This is a little bit wider, and for the younger children, I think it's going to be easier for you to actually write your name or draw. You might want to just color it. I wrote my name on one side, and on the other side I wrote I heart you, and then as I tell you, 2021, always date your artwork. So this one says that. My other one says I love my mom, and I didn't sign it on the back. Now, if you're too young to do the printing, maybe mom could help you, or your brother or sister, or you could just color it, or you could put a bunch of stickers on it, because we like stickers. So again, this one says I heart you, and that's another kind. So I'm going to show you how simple this is to make, and you could do secret messages on these if you wanted to also. So we'll put those aside and start with our craft sticks. If you are a little bit older and you want to do something a little bit differently, you can use the small, thin coffee stirrers from the store or from your coffee houses. You need to use a fine tip marker on here just to fit something in, but for the little ones, I think this is fine. So you're going to take that out, and we need to have a heart on the front and the back. So we are going to make some hearts, and you know how we do that. We take two pieces, folded pieces, and put fold inside of fold, and then here comes our good fish hook, an upside down fish hook starting from the fold around and ending at the fold. If you don't do it on the fold, you're going to end up with two pieces. So now I'm going to hold those two together, and I'm just going to cut. And I have a front and a back that will match. I'm going to take my glue stick. I'm going to use this one because it's for wood. And I'm going to run it along the top part of that stick. And I am going to glue down one of the hearts. And just press it. So now that's good to go. And you don't really want to see the stick part. So you're going to take your glue stick and you're going to glue not only the stick, but the heart. So put your glue stick on both of those parts. Match up your hearts. And press it down. Now we could leave it like that, but we don't want to do that. We want to add some more details. So what we're going to do is look and see what we have. I could take some smaller hearts. I'll see what's in my little bag. I could take another heart. This one's kind of big, so I think what I'm going to do is I want to use this bright pink. So I'm just going to cut a smaller J and see what happens. So now I have a smaller heart, and I'm going to put glue stick on that. And I can glue that down. So it's looking more interesting now. I have stickers, and maybe just because I'm going to put a green sticker in the middle because I like green. So now it's really starting to look kind of like fun. I can decorate the other side if I want, or I could put on the back side 2021. You know how I always tell you to date your artwork. I could put my name on there too, so maybe I'll do Miss Sandy on the other side of the heart. So now I know that Miss Sandy made this in 2021. So if I give this to somebody, they're going to know who it's from. What shall we write on this? You can either write going down. Let's put I heart you. And the reason I'm writing a heart instead of the word is maybe your younger ones might want to just color that in. Maybe the adult wants to do the printing and you want to let them color. I'm going to put one of those little smiley faces at the bottom. So this one is finished. If your name is not on here, you might want to put your name on the back if you're going to give these away to people. So you could do that, and like I showed you, I have, this one says, I love my mom. This one says, I heart you. And we have a few now that I could take and put inside my basket. The good thing about having the tissue paper, and the tissue paper helps hold these in there, and the fat craft sticks work better. They're a little bit stronger. This is the other kind I want to show you how to make. They're kind of a lot of fun, and it just makes something look a little bit different because flowers look very, very different. So you're going to start with the same thing. You're going to take a craft stick. You need to make hearts again that will match. Hearts are probably one of the best shapes to know how to make because it's amazing how many things are made using hearts. And when St. Patrick's Day comes around, 3 hearts end up making a shamrock. So it's just an awesome thing to know how to do. And you know some of our other projects were like that too. So I'm going to glue the heart on here. I'm going to turn it over and glue the second heart on. I'm going to use 2 of the same color this time. And Now I need to make the cup part. When you look in those boxes, they have different kinds in there. They have lightweight paper ones, and mine are coming in pink and yellow and blue. I wish they had green because that would be pretty, but they didn't. And then after you take a couple of those out, then all of a sudden you find a silver one. What I like about the silver one is you can bend it and pull it open. So I could make my flower look a little bit bigger. And what I'm going to do is I just gently pull that apart, opened it up, and I'm going to spread glue stick on the bottom circle. I'm going to look over and I'm going to put that right in the middle of my paper heart. Press it down. Whenever you glue something shiny, it takes a little bit more time to dry and squeeze it and stuff because glue doesn't dry real fast on that. So it's looking spread out. Now what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, I'll use a blue one. I'm going to take this blue little muffin paper and I'm going to put that inside. This one's looking very, very three-dimensional. And then it needs something in the middle. On this one, I just had silver with a red pom-pom. Now I'm going to take blue, and since I have red back here, I'm going to take a red pom-pom, but this is a softer one. The good thing about this is you can just take it and rub it around the top of your glue stick. Really put a lot of glue stick on it, and just press it in the middle. So now you have another kind too. So that's looking really nice too. This is the one with a single silver, and this is with the silver and the paper. You can reverse that, or you can do like this one. This is just putting a paper heart inside of one of those cups, and you would do the same thing again. I better have a lot of people I can send Valentines to because I am getting lots and lots of Valentines here. And that's kind of good. There, so now this looks nice too. You can have so much fun deciding what you want to do with this and how you want to decorate them. Maybe you're going to put some curlicues on there, or maybe you're going to put a little glitter, or maybe you're even going to write your name in a glitter stick type thing too. So let's see how this is starting to look. We have two more that we have to write in. What shall we write? Let's see. What shall we write? Let's write to Dad, or I love Dad, because we had I love Mom. And we're just going to write small this time. Sometimes the markers soak into the wood. I love Dad. There. And maybe on the back again you're going to write your name. Maybe you're going to draw a picture a little bit. And we've got that. And, let's see. We can write Happy Valentine's Day, but everybody does that. And we can write Love You. How about You Are Cute? What I'm thinking of is, you know, those little candies that come in the boxes. They have lots of cute things to say on them, so you could always copy that idea. And that's where I'm getting this. You are cute. Smiley face. I'm having a good time with smiley faces today. And then on the back side, your name and 2021. So let's take one of our baskets now. This is the one we worked on before. It's pretty dry. We can kind of decide whether we're going to put some more things on here. I would probably put some of those tissue paper crushes on here, or possibly even glue down some hearts. I'm going to try that. I'm going to make this a little smaller. And when I make this heart a little smaller, it'll look a little bit more in proportion for that heart there. Spread this on here. This is one time you're going to want to put the glue on the object because you're not going to want to try to glue over the paint. So now that's showing up on there too. I could put another red one. Have some fun with it. So now let's see what happens when we add our flowers in here. So we'll put the You Are Cute one in here. We have I Love Dad. That's a different kind. This one is I Love You. That's a whole nother kind too. On these are decorated just with other pieces of hearts on top. This one just has stickers on top. So you can mix and match. After you look at them all and say, how do I want to do this? Who am I going to give these to? So now I have this. I have a couple baskets. I have lots of Valentines for lots of my best friends and closest relatives and people that I want to give them to. So I hope you can make a whole bunch of these too and give them to your friends and family. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day in a couple days, and come back and see us when we do our next presentation in April from the library. Thanks very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.